Hey book besties, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ashley, I go by Little Cozy Reader, and I'm so glad you're here. On today's video, I'm really excited about this one, y'all. We are going to be talking about 10 indie books on my bookshelves that I am very excited to read in 2025. So for those of you that don't know, when we refer to a book as an indie book, this is a book that is independent published by an independent author who has not got a publication contract with one of the big publishing houses. These are not books that you'll see in stores like Barnes & Noble. These are authors that are publishing by themselves oftentimes, and you might occasionally find them on places like Amazon, for example, but you're not going to see them in those big bookseller stores. So these books actually all have come either from diversifying your bookshelves kind of independent book boxes that I have gotten over the past couple years. There are a couple that have come from the Columbus Book Festival that I have received from authors, and there is a couple that have come in here through just an Instagram giveaway that I won, an indie book Instagram giveaway. So I'm very excited to go over these with you all, and I'm just going to share a little bit about what each of the books are about, and hopefully get you all interested in potentially looking into these independent books as well for 2025. So we're going to start here. This is actually a little series that I have by an independent author. I got these books this summer at the Columbus Book Festival. The series is called The Mating Grounds, and this is by Siri Hawthorne. I'll just put this up there. And the covers are so cute. Look at these. I'm living for these covers. And then we have this little one too. And these are just little novellas, guys. They were such a good deal. And so I think, let's see, this is the first one, I believe. Okay, so it says, Quinn and Leo have been chosen to represent their zones at the Mating Grounds, a genetic diversity breeding program run by the government. Can they choose a mate before their year is up, or will they be assigned to someone and lose out at their chance at a love match? So this is a dystopian romance similar to The Hunger Games. So we have this one, it's the first one, Our Year in Korea. And then we have Paired Off, which is the second one, and Chosen for You, which is the third book. So I'm counting these all as one, but this is the first one. I am excited about these. I think this seems like a really cool concept, to be honest. Step, we have The Reluctant Queen by Melissa A. Craven. This is book one in the Valkyrie Ascension of the Nine Realms series. And it says, on the eve of her betrothal ceremony, where she will finally meet the young man the Queen's Council has chosen for her, the man raised to serve her every need, Alethea makes a desperate decision that will change her life forever. Rejecting her birthright, she flees across the broken bridge to the human realm, where she must hide her true Valkyrie nature. When the Queen's berserker bounty hunter finally catches up with her, Druin gives her no choice but to return to a war-torn world where her mother and all those she loves are trapped, powerless to resist the vicious usurper queen. To save her people, Alethea will have to do the one thing she swore she would never do, ascend to the Valkyrie throne and take her seat as High Queen of the Nine Realms, all while keeping a dangerous secret that could destroy everything. I absolutely love this. It says, get ready to fall in love with a world deeply rooted in Norse mythology as you've never seen before. Don't miss out on the opportunity to dive into this reimagining of Asgard in a post-Ragnarok world where the gods have all died and Valkyries rule in their place. So for anybody who is into Norse mythology, this is going to be fantastic. I actually really, really want to put this one high on the priority for this year. I love Norse mythology, and I think that this could be really, really cool. And ooh, it's got art in it too. I did not know that. Ooh, stunning. Stunning. And I don't know how many books there are. Does it say how many books there are? Will there be 9? Oh, and I got these signed. I forgot, because I got these at the Columbus Book Festival too. This was just published in 22. There's the Kingdoms. A map. We love a map. It doesn't say how many there will be. Maybe 9? I don't know. yeah. So anyways, The Reluctant Queen. This sounds phenomenal. I cannot wait. Next up, this is by the same author. This is a different series. This is book 1 called Emerge. This is the first in the Immortals of Indriel series. This one says, they say he is her equal, an immortal who can match her power, but she's just a normal girl until she isn't. Allie Carmichael is just your run-of-the-mill, socially awkward redhead with a smart mouth that gets her into trouble, which it does the morning she literally runs into Aiden McBrien, her new next-door neighbor. She's drawn to Aiden in a way she can't explain. For the first time in her life, someone actually gets her. And then everything Allie thought she knew about herself falls apart. As a latent immortal power awakens deep inside of her, and the first gifts begin to emerge, Allie must learn to adapt her power before it overwhelms her. But she's years behind her immortal peers, with precious little time to catch up. They say it's time to put her mortal life behind her, but she still feels like a normal girl in all the ways she thought she was. But there's nothing normal about Allie Carmichael. This sounds phenomenal, and if there's one thing about me, I absolutely love the trope where she thought she was a normal girl and it turns out she's not. So this sounds really, really good. One of my favorite things about this, again, I got this book at the Columbus Book Festival, and the author, the cover of this, I don't know if you'll be able to tell because it's a shiny cover, but that's actually the Cleveland skyline on the book, and I remember thinking that was so cool because I lived in Cleveland for a few years, so we love to see it. This looks right up my alley, so I'm very excited about this one as well, and this is also signed because it's by the same author. Next up, we have The Name Bearer by Natalia Hernandez. This book, first of all, is absolutely stunning. This is an Indigenous author. This is a queer author. I have been following this author on social media for a while and really loving her stuff. So I was very excited to purchase a copy of this book when it became available. She also has another book. I'm gonna forget the name, so I'm gonna put it up here. This book also looks really, really good, but this is the one that I have a physical copy of. And so this one says, for her entire life, the name bearer's sole purpose has been to receive and deliver the names of the future monarchy from the flowers of prophecy. But when the child is finally born and the name bearer is sent to the flowers, they refuse to name him. Instead, they deliver a prophecy. Another child was born who is more worthy of the naming, and if they are found and brought before them, it will usher in a reign of peace. Having failed in her duties as the name bearer is considered a traitor to the crown, and must hide among an elite sect of warrior women where she experiences friendship, found family, and love. Her training as a warrior helps prepare her to embark on her quest to find the unnamed prince, clear her name, and bring peace to her realm. This sounds really, really good, and it's short and sweet, and I think it's going to be really good. I'm very excited to get to this. And again, that other book that I put up as well also looks phenomenal, so I would like to read this and then get to that one as well. Next up is a book that I got from one of my Diversifying Your Bookshelf book boxes this year, and that is In the House of Transcendence. This cover is just so, like, spooky and gothic, and we have these lovely, like, mustardy sprayed edges. This book is giving vibes. It's giving vibes, like spooky season vibes. And this one I remember is like voodoo. Yeah, so this is giving similar vibes to like Phantasma, right? Okay, so we have a necromancer. Zora is a necromancer. Some say she's gifted, others say she's cursed, but her abilities always terrify her. Hoping to start a new life, she flees her childhood home and travels to Savannah, but she soon learns that some things can't be changed. There, she meets an alluring and powerful witch named Birdie. She offers Zora a proposition. She'll give Zora a place to stay, a job dancing at a magical burlesque club called Nightingales, and help controlling her powers if Zora can solve her lover's murder. Zora accepts Birdie's offer and is soon drawn into the magical community of Savannah, where rituals and magical fights are performed in grand old homes, potions can make people float on air, and 3 magical houses vie for dominance. As she tries to put the pieces together and solve the murder, Zora gets caught in the sight of the very forces responsible for the killing. Can she rise up and learn how to control her powers and solve the murder, or will her fears cause her to lose it all? So this sounds really good. It's giving similar vibes to Phantasma in terms of like that New Orleans necromancy, kind of like voodoo magic situation. So this looks really good. I'm excited about it. This is also pretty short. Yeah, the font is huge on this, which we love to see. We love big font in a book. And yeah, Amanda Ross. This book is unapologetically black, magical, and queer. We love to see it. We love those things. So, In the House of Transcendence. Okay, next up I have a bunch of books that I got from a book box that was, I think it was like extras in a print run that this indie publisher did, that were all sort of paranormal romance or, you know, that kind of realm. So these all are shifter based. So this first one is To Reject a Mate. This is by Poppy Ireland. I think these all came with, I think these are all signed too. Yeah, signed. So To Reject a Mate. Welcome to Redwood University, where the creatures that go bump in the night really do exist and they're hiding in plain sight. Attending a small college in the middle of nowhere was never my plan, but when I was offered free tuition and the promise of an excellent education, that plan changed. It would have been nice to know that I would be one of the only humans on campus. It'd be even better if a certain bossy shifter didn't claim me as his fated mate. Alexei is an arrogant, acrimonious, and the worst A-word of them all, an alpha. But I can't deny the way my body responds to him. No matter how many warning flags are waving around in my head, we gravitate towards one another. It's primal, it's passionate, it's painful. Because regardless of what the fates think or my supposed destiny, Alexei and I could never be. So if Alexei won't reject our bond, I'll have to do it for him. So this sounds really good. Fated mates, rejected mates is always such a fascinating trope for me. I think it can be done kind of cringy, but I'm excited to see if this one does it well. This is a big book, but we have big words. Again, we love to see big font in a book. We love to see it. And I absolutely love the way that matte covers feel too. These are all like matte covers because I feel like that's a lot more common in the indie publishing space. So very excited about this. This, I don't know if this is book one or if this is the whole thing. A lot of these are book one in a series, so if I love them, that's great. I will just have to track down how to find the rest of them. Next one is called Darkest Mate. So we're seeing a theme here, right? Because these are all shifters. So this series is called Rejected Fate. So, or maybe the series is Darkest Mate. I guess I don't know. I think the series is called Rejected Fate. So this one says, after I was abandoned as a child, I was taken in by the Shadow Pack, a group of ruthless, lawless shifters who have only one rule: never let anyone else see your weakness. In exchange for them keeping me alive, I owe them. The leader of the Shadows is as handsome as he is ruthless, and he's offered to wipe my debt in exchange for marriage. He'd offer protection, but it would only cost me my freedom. Survival in the Shadows depends on back alley deals and shady alliances. It's become a way of life that I stopped questioning years ago. When a routine burglary goes wrong, I find myself captured by the one family I never should have crossed. The Umbra family owns this city. They make us Shadow Wolves look like the good guys. They should have killed me for my crimes, but there's a tiny problem. It turns out that Matic Umbra is my fated mate. Instead of killing me, I'm a prisoner. The rest of my family doesn't know that our bond, and I intend to keep it that way. Maddox's brothers want to end my life. He wants to break the bond. I just want to get the heck out. That's a vibe. As long as I don't let him see any weakness, I might have a chance of making it out of here alive. So that sounds pretty good, actually. Lots of drama, lots of politics in these kind of books that I typically really enjoy. So Darkest Fate, Rejected Fate. I like this one. And that is for sure book one in a series. We have Choosing Theo. This is like a classic, like indie published paranormal fantasy book. So this one says, being kidnapped by aliens is only the start of Jade's problems. Thankfully, her rescuers, an alien race known as the Clecanians? Clecanian, I think that's how we're going to say it, are willing to protect her. But she has to stay on their planet for 1 year and respect the rules of their culture, including choosing a husband. Jade refuses at first, but decides to play along until she can find her way back to Earth. Theo, a scared mercenary who prefers a life of solitude, is stunned when Jade selects him as her husband. After years of being passed over, he never imagined he would be chosen, and neither did anyone else. Only one explanation makes sense. The curvy, enticing female must be a spy, and Theo's determined to break her cover using any means necessary. As Jade and Theo are forced to spend time together, their chemistry becomes undeniable, but neither can afford to bring love into the equation, especially since Jade seems determined to go home. After all, she can't possibly stay here, right? This seems actually really good, and so it looks like we have some plus-size representation. I really enjoy the whole, like, they're fighting it, marriage of convenience sort of trope, so this actually seems really cool. This cover is stunning. This is the Ambrosia Throne. I love this cover. This is by Tati Alvarez. It says, before they were gods, they were princes of Dassos. For years, the kingdom of Dassos was ruled by the merciless King Cronus and the bewitching Queen Rhea. Under their rule, the kingdom prospered until the queen discovered she was pregnant with their third child, Zeus. Hated from birth, Zeus must fight to earn his father's love and his place alongside his brothers, Hades and Poseidon. If Zeus can find the legendary elixir known as ambrosia, a substance prophesied by the gods to make gods of men, not only will he win his father's approval, but he will secure the future of Dassos. Centuries later, Dassos is merely a dilapidated village nestled deep among the brutal forest, full of roving bands of the vicious, unhallowed, soulless creatures set forth to destroy anything in their wake. Lilith, a curious woman with a fiery spirit, stumbles into town with no recollection of where she came from. All Lilith knows is that she's drawn to Dassos the same way she was drawn to Finian, the town blacksmith. A storyteller and a weapon forger, Finian is plagued with nightmares of a dark, shadowed man. After Lilith's arrival, the nightmares intensify, and soon Finian questions what's real and what resides only in his mind. When the town is attacked, Lilith and Finian find themselves pawns in a centuries-old war between feuding brothers. Destruction, death, and the cursed unhallowed lurk around every corner. Welcome to the world of Dassos, where gods and mortals collide. This seems really interesting. It's I love a good Greek mythology retelling, and this seems like it's going to be really, really action-packed, so I'm excited about that. Ooh, I'm excited about these. I love being able to share about these books because it just makes me want to read them really bad. And this last one is an omnibus that I have. This is called The Pack Prophecy. Again, look at this stunning cover with the foiling. Are you kidding me? This is by R.L. Calder. And this is the complete series, so this is an omnibus. I'm not sure how many books are in here, but it says on the back, I was taught from a young age that I was to submit and never ask questions. That's what happens when you're the only human in a wolf pack. Yet when the time comes that I'm gifted powers from our goddess, it's clear that I truly know nothing about who I am. A dark prophecy shows us that a war is coming that will wipe the wolves out of the world. A prophecy my mates and I find ourselves at the center of. But what happens when there's a wolf in sheep's clothing in our midst? Ooh, I love that description. Okay, so it looks like maybe there's 3 books in here. You can like kind of see on the edges. You probably can't. It's not like picking them up on camera, but it kind of looks like there's 3 books in there. So this looks really good. And I just really love, look at the artwork in there. Beautiful, beautiful. I really just enjoy shifter romances. I think that shifter politics always are really cool to me. So prophecies, fated mates, all that good stuff. So that is A Pack Prophecy. And that's it for this video, friends. I just really wanted to take some time to show off some of my independent books. I think that these are all books that have me really, really excited. I really want to try and expand my horizons this year in terms of finding new authors that I love. There's nothing that I love more than going into a bookstore like Barnes and perusing the shelves and getting to see the books that everybody on the internet is excited about. But I also really love the concept of finding these niche books, independent books, getting physical copies of them and supporting these small booksellers because there are hidden gems everywhere. If you think about what we have done in the past few years in the book community in terms of finding these indie books, right? A lot of the books that we see in Barnes today were independently published and only available online or on Amazon just a few years ago. So who knows, maybe one of these 10 books that I've shared with you today will be the next big book. Who knows? But I am excited to dive into all of these and find out. So stick around throughout 2025. Hopefully you'll see these in some reading wrap-ups. And if any of these looked interesting to you, check them out. Again, these are all independent books right now, but they all sound phenomenal. So thanks for sticking around for this video, friends. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so I don't miss you in the next one. Bye!